Lecture. This is Saltfish, and today we are going to present our project. As I mentioned before, as we promised, today we are going to introduce a new kind of crypto system that is based on public key transportation, which is called MC-ELIN's crypto system. First, give a brief introduction of the MC-ELIN crypto system that obviously, it was created by a person called MC Elise based on the public key. And it contains two sets of code. First one is error correcting codes, and the second one is decoding code. For MC Elin crypto system, although it's not currently used today, but there's high potential that it will be great useful in the future if we make some improvement or if we combine it with other types of crypto system. So first give a brief introduction of a read solemn code. A read solemn code that is long has been known as one of the most powerful error correcting code, together with something like Gopher code or read solemn code, which is intended to serve the MC-Lin crypto system. That, of course, it is among the most extensively used error correcting codes. And for its working principle, still use the picture of Bob and Alice, where Bob is the message sender and Alice is the receiver. To receive a message from Bob using MC-Lin crypto system, first Alice has to do something first. For he should select a binary linear code and then secondly select a random k plus k binary non-singular matrix. And as listed above, is the third step, fourth step, and fifth step. As shown on the presentation, he should set the public key as G prime T and private key as IGP. So now the Bob now received Alice's public key and then he should encode the message as binary string over length k. Then he should do the following three steps and then he transport the message back to Alice as C equals C prime plus Z. So after Alice received the coded message, he should compute the P prime and then compute C prime equals C multiply P. And then the third step is simply just to decoding the algorithm, and then she could get a message that is I'm multiplying S. And that working principle is that in the field IQ, so he should behave like this because the matrix A is the transpose of the one-dimensional matrix of FQ, and the polynomial of Fx is equal to this one as shown on the lecture. So after we get this, there's a picture to show more information about it. That is, one side is data called K, and the one side is poetry called, we name it 2T, and together they combine to small n. The general form of the generator polynomial is gx as listed above. So the code we're constructing is, we call it cx is gx multiply ix. So obviously gx is the general polynomial where ix is the information blocks. So gx as shown in the picture above, it looks like this. And so after we sketch it, it becomes x power 6 to x power 0. So it has g5, g4, and blah blah to g0. And so the 2t partial symbol in a symmetric read solemn code word are given by this one. That is ix multiply x power n minus k mod gx. So using a picture to simply show it is that from g0 to g5, it has a unique function to give the only solution for the errors which can transmit the error back to the original message. So this is of course not enough, so let's first give a demo. The demo is we're using MC-Lin's crypto system. First, we give the message listed as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where Q is obviously equal to 7 and mod 7. So after we do this as we listed above here, and we get this k equals to, suppose k equals to 2, 4, 5, then we get fx, right? Fk and fx is equals to this one. And then we just suppose we choose from 1, 0, 2, 3, and then 6. So the following things is not what we compute, but is what we're supposed to do. So we get this ndkt. So we multiply together as we shown in the lecture before, like this one. So we get the code word. The code word is this matrix. So then this is what Alice has to do. He transport the code word then to Bob, and Bob then compute EX which is from E0 to ET. And then if we do like this, BI is following these steps, we can get Q to Q TK plus K minus 1. So then we get this polynomial. So this is the code word. It is one-dimensional matrix, and then this is the error, which is unknown, as I shown here. So the error is unknown, so this is what Bob transmits back to Alice. But to be cautious that the number of the error must be limited under the maximum error that Reed-Solomon code can correct. So this is seems to be simply so B1 to B5 is equals to the code word. The code word is this one, as we listed above, and plus the error. And what is error here is like this. If there is error, then there is 1. If there is no error, there is 0. So the error here, because the error occur on the second place, so it might be 55003. So by solving the equation like this one, so we get EX equals to 6 plus X. And as mentioned above, X equals to 1. And then we can calculate that EX equals 0. So the error, we can find that the error occurs as B2. But also, obviously, we don't know the error because this is a demo. This is what we calculate. We calculate the error occurs as B2, which is obviously the same as what we mentioned above. To find the original code, just the last step, we use the equation that was mentioned as this one. For fx 2x squared plus 4x plus 5, we use here as qx. Then fi is qx over ex, that is this one. So that is, we gave the only solution, that is 2, 4, 5. And it may not be worried about that much about that. If the error is over the limit of the function that Reed-Solomon code can solve, it cannot give any exact solution or cannot give any real number solution. It is quite obvious that we mentioned above. And the second, you also don't need to concern about is that it won't give any wrong solution as long as the public key is correct. So you don't need to worry about that. You can calculate more than one solution. If there is solution and there is under the maximum error it can correct, there's only one correct solution. That is the advantage of the Reed-Solomon code according to MC Elin's crypto system. And that's all. Thank you for listening about Southfish's presentation.